All right, so we're interviewing Donnie today. He's supposed to pull up. He's running late. Oh shit. No, that wasn't him. Oh, it is him. We're filming. We're filming. Hey! He pulled up fresh as hell for the interview. Come on. Here. I know you need a hat.
I fucking hate my hair. I hate my hair. You know what's crazy is my fucking ex-girlfriend, dude, she cut my ponytail off, dude. I let her do it. She kept it. So some nights I'm feeling a little weird, a little injured. I think like maybe she's using me as a voodoo doll.
Probably, dude.
Probably is. She wanted to get my tooth, too, dude. And I said, no way she'd keep my tooth, dude.
All right, we're gonna do this interview so I can follow you around because I know you like to speak with your arms like me. Yeah, man.
What's happening, bro?
Oh shit, we got the Riggy Mars merch right here.
Oh, the Riggy Mars. That's right.
The Cold Air Balloons exclusive
So,
tee.
God, this house brings back a lot. This hat brings back a lot of memories. This is where I was from. I'm from Seattle. I actually played in 1977, a great year. I'll tell you a little more about that. But I played in Pop Warner football. I was on the midgets, and I was a quarterback. And the Seattle Seahawks had our midget team play at halftime. We got to play during the halftime break. And I did throw an interception. That was my only claim to fame, playing at the Seattle Kingdom. But I think that probably my reckless behavior and my wildness is what took me out of going further in my football career. Actually, the music did too, because when I started going on the road.
So explain to the fans real quick, like what you do now for a living, or
Dude,
not even what you do now, but
dude,
what
no.
you did.
Right now, what I do is that. I do that. I decorate houses. I love pineapple. I go to the beach. I live a very simple, calm, cool life. My life was madness for years and years and years, and it was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, and that's what kept me going back. I think to drugs and alcohol and partying and all that is because that band right there on the wall.
It's one of Donnie's platinum plaques right here.
Are there any women on this thing here?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna tell you guys a story because it's gonna probably make you giggle.
They're gonna love it.
All right, but if there's any women out here, you gotta understand something. This all went down when I was young. I was like, 21, 23 to 24, 25, in that range. And we were touring. I used to tour with the band Warrant, and we were on the Dr. Feelgood tour of Motley Crue, and we were opening up for him, and we were doing really well. You gotta understand something about bands. Usually in most bands, there's gonna be one person in the band that writes everything, or that writes the majority of it, or two guys that write everything. And I hate to say it like that, but you know, they really do have a major control of the band. They just do. It's just like that, and they usually own the publishing, and they do all that kind of stuff, so they're making more money. And I hate to say it, but money reflects. You know what I mean? And in that band, we had that deal. We had on that tour we were doing really well. It was right during the Cherry Pie record, and what's over here? Come over here. So we were doing well. We were selling out. We were selling out like days off. We were playing theaters and all that stuff, but we were doing arenas with Motley. And so we had a band bus with, we had our security guards that rode on the bus, and we had myself, and we had the band, and then we had, of course, the production line bus that had all of our production guys on it, and we didn't have sound lights because that was all Motley's guys. We bought their sound lights and everything and all that. So we had our production bus, and then we had the band bus. Now no one's allowed to go on the band bus. Okay, it was a 45-foot pre-boast, and I don't know if you guys know, but the front lounge is almost the size of this living room right here. It's huge. You then have another set of doors that come back, and then another set of 12 bunk beds, and 3 of them were converted into like a little storage area for us. And then we had so we had 9 bunk beds for security at the band members, a couple extras we throw our luggage on. Then we had the back lounge with Jenny. I shouldn't be mentioning names, but anyway, the back lounge was our lead singer's dressing room, or not dressing room, but excuse me, it was his private bedroom. And I had a 48-track studio in the back built in there, so he could be writing songs for the next record and going from town to town. And no one was supposed to go back to Janie's back lounge. We did go back there to play video games and stuff like that. I'll kill anyone in Madden. So don't even go there with me on that one. And but that's beside the point. So no one's supposed to go back to the back lounge unless Jenny's there, you know, because he has the songs and everything off the new album, and you know, he's really, really kind of personal on that kind of stuff. But you know, let me tell you something. That back lounge was sweet. You know what I mean? It was like it was women again too. I want to relate to it. I have the utmost of respect for women. I do. The music business and rock and roll in the 80s and the early 90s, and it still is like this today. Girls, we know how you get a backstage pass. Okay, I mean, when you're playing arenas and all that, you got 20,000 kids out there. The girls know how to get backstage. They know how to get back there. And I was a manager, you know, and I had the laminates, you know what I mean? That's, you know, just all of them flittering together from all the different tours I'd been on and all that stuff. And I had the ponytail, long hair, and you know, I mean, it wasn't hard to tell that I was with the band, you know what I mean? So part of my gig was to go out to the audience every night and pull 20 girls out of the audience, 3 of them to pull up on stage and behind the racks, behind their guitar and bass racks. They would be doing their little thing in the quick change room, and the guys would come back and put a new jacket on, put a new outfit on. They'd say hi to the girls, and you know, it was a fun little thing that we did. Hey, Jerry and Eric, man, enjoy. If you guys are mad, you guys seeing this, dude. My bad, dude, but you know what? The good old days. And they're not married to any of those girls still. So at that time, they were married, but they're not married to those girls anymore. So whoever they're with now can't really be mad about what they went down at. Because, well, hold on a second here. You know, I got to take that back. Music business, what happens on the road stays on the road. You don't take that back out. You know, you don't take that back around. But this story isn't about them. This story is about me, what went down with me, all right? So check it out. So I'm out there, I'm passing out some passes, this and that, you know, trying to find the most beautiful women in the audience so the guys can come out when they get off stage and go back to this little room and say hi to everyone and maybe fall in love. You never know. So, you know, I see this one girl and we're in Bismark, North Dakota, okay? There's not a whole lot going on in Bismark. But I see this one girl, she's beautiful. I mean, just smoking. I'm like, oh my God. And her 2 friends came over there. Her 2 friends were, I don't know why every beautiful woman, they like to hang out with somebody who's, how do they call it, lesser companions or lower companions. I guess you could say that. They were really nice girls, I'm sure, but they weren't all that attractive. But she was smoking. So I go, hey, come over here. And as she starts looking at me, she has the nerve to say, I'm not sucking your dick. I'm like, whoa, I'm a nice guy. Come on. I would never. You know, I couldn't believe that they would come at me like that. And her friends are like, she's not like that. She's not going to suck your dick. I'm like, whoa, you guys stay out of it. I go, now, if this was say that you 2 can wait here, I'm going to take her back on the shore with a nice guy. Come on, if you want to come back with me for a minute, I'll take you up on the stage. You can just, you know, see what's going on around the backstage. I'll just take you a little quick tour. And I'll bring you right back to your girlfriends, right? So she goes, okay. And there was no reluctantly. She came in right along, you know, just hand out and she came off me. So I took her back to the dressing room, and she gets to see, like, you know, the guitars that are set up there for the jam on before the show, and you know, their wardrobe, and you know, full catering, just like a table like this with, I mean, our catering was like some sandwiches, and then just beers, tequila, Jack, you know what I mean? It was just all alcohol. The band was, we weren't big drug users at that time. We were drinkers, and I was never really a big drinker, but it was always present, shall we say. But I certainly love to feed them down a beautiful girl like this. I want to make sure that she got a couple of them in her. So, you know, we did a couple shots, and I take her up to the stage. She's getting tipsy because she's not really a big drinker, but she was already drunk when I took her up there. So, I took her up to the stage, you know, and we're looking at the show. She's seeing it from the audience, from the stage out there, you know, and she was a little impressed, but not that impressed. And I take her back to the dressing room, you know what I mean? And I have to admit, okay, my bad. I made a pass at her, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, come on, dude, you know. Got denied. Now, when that happens, which has happened, you know, very, very rarely, but it did happen occasionally. If I ever took a girl out to the band bus or out to the buses and showed her the buses, you know, that's a very private thing for them. That's for me to see where we travel, where we live, all that good stuff. So not only did I take her out to the bus, but I took her out to the band bus, and of course I took her back to the back dresser, the back bedroom. Oops. And then I took her back and played her some songs off the new record. Oops. That was a boo-boo. But it was a guarantee. It's never failed me. Never has it ever failed me. So I'm up in it. I'm getting my groove on. And she goes, again, women, please, if there's any women listening here, apologize. My bad. Bad decisions. Well, it was a good thought, but I mean, bad. she goes, stick in my ass. I go, all right. Dude, the bitch shit on me, dude. She shit all over me, dude. I grab her by the hair and I'm whipping her down the way. You gotta understand, I'm pulling her down 40 feet, dude. She's leaking all the way down the fucking hallway, dude. I throw her off the bus, dude. She butt naked. She had her top on still, but I had her panties pulled up and her panties. I don't even care what she's wearing. I threw her off the bus, dude. I'm tripping. I'm going, oh my God, this bitch is shit on me. So I'm going, fuck, man. And I run into the production office. I grab one of the runners from the production office. I bring him out there. We're out there scrubbing, dude. And I'm trying to get that shit up. I don't even know what happened to the girl. I mean, I feel bad for you. Wherever you are, I would like to make amends. Reach out to me through this portal, and I'm telling you, I'll make some amends to you, which are owed. Well, you owe me some amends too, though. But anyway, so I'm scrubbing down the bus, dude. I'm trying to get this shit off the fucking carpet. And dude, Jerry and Eric, usually I'm up on stage, and when the band comes off, you know, I'm there with our security guards, and I give them a robe, and they walk out. Usually they go straight to the bus, to have a cigarette or whatever, and kick back for just a minute, and they go back into the dressing room, they shower, and they get ready, and this and that. Then they come back out to the bus again, and then they go back into the little room to meet the girls. But Jerry and Eric come out, and they walk out, and they see me down at the very end, down in the back bedroom. They're like, Donnie, what are you doing? Whoa! And they go, whoa! I go, dude, the bitch shit on me! And they're just like, oh my God, they start laughing their asses off, and they take to walk it off, you know. Now, not 2 minutes later, JD comes out, he looks down there, he goes, you're in my fucking bedroom? I go, yeah. He goes, you're fired! I'm like, holy shit, you gotta understand something. I'm making big money these days per night. I mean we're doing $80,000 in merchandising every night. My commissions are good. And I'm tripping. I'm like, holy shit. And he's not the kind of guy that just says things, you know what I mean? It's like when he says something like you're fired, I mean, he means it. You know what I mean? We've had to fire people in the past, and he was hot, you know what I mean? And so, I hate to say it, but you know, luckily, very luckily, and in some ways not luckily, but my father was Tom Hulett. He was, he's the main manager, the main man. My dad was a legend. He worked with Elvis Presley, and he worked with Led Zeppelin. He was their promoter, and he managed the Beach Boys for God knows years and years and years. Even when they were like the #1 band in the world doing stadiums and stuff back in the 70s and 80s. And Moody Blues. I mean, we did the Rolling Stones Tattoo tour. We did the Victory tour with the Jacksons. We did you know, Paul McCartney. We did every tour he ever did with Wings. And so anyway, that's who my dad was. You know, he was the founder of Concerts West. They did over 700 shows every year from 1968 when he started working with Hendrix and Elvis. So they did from like 1970 probably till 1980, I would say probably 80-ish. It was when Concerts West was in its rare form, and they were doing about 500 to 700 shows a year. Every day there was multiple shows going on, and they, you know, it's funny how the music industry revolves and goes back to, you know what I mean? It's like, it started off where there's all, you know, where it was Concerts West was the primary promoter. If you were going to go on tour and perform in the United States, you'd go to Concerts West, they would buy your whole tour and they'd promote you in every single market. And then we'd sell the show off to local promoters. And then it came to be where local promoters were actually buying the gigs. They were buying the shows from the artists directly. So every place, like in, you know, you got Cellar Door, and you got Phantasma, you got House of Blues touring, you got Avalon, you got all these different promoters all over the country that were independently buying on tours. You know, in 1991 and 1993, we had an amphitheater in Kansas City called Sandstone. It actually won Amphitheater of the Year many years. It's what bankrupted us. 91, 93 is when, you know, really when Nirvana came out and the whole grunge scene came, but it was also one of the worst touring years in the history of the business. I mean, it was just, promoters were losing their asses. I mean, Rod Stewart, who sells out guaranteed every year, is doing half a house. You know what I mean? He's doing, you know, 6,000 seats out of 12,000 every night. And this was going on now. When you own an amphitheater and you're doing half a house every night, you know, promoters don't make their money up. You know, back then, it was at 85% of the house had to be sold. That's when you break even. That's your break even point. It sells out, you make some money. In modern day times, I know most bands now, if they have a good manager or a good agent, they're almost taking 100% of the ticket sales, the GPA, whatever the gross ticket potential is, they're taking all the money up front, you know, 6-9 months in advance. They want 50% of that money paid now to book the date, and then 50% of it to be paid the night of the show. And they're taking almost probably 95% of the house. Why? Because they can. Because they know they're going to sell out, proven history. They know they're going to sell. So why are they going to give somebody $25,000? They're not. they're going to give them $5,000 or $10,000, but that person making the 5 or 10 has to risk $600,000 to make that. So it's a risk, really dangerous and crazy business, but it's what it is. So I had to call back to the original story. So I had to call my pops up and tell him what happened. He was hot. He was like, Donnie, what the fuck are you doing out there, dude? He goes, you don't fuck around like that, dude. What are you doing, dude? He was pissed, but he reluctantly called Janie and got me my gig back. And I had to fly the band to the next city on a Learjet, and I had to have the whole bus steam cleaned. And the most humbling part about it was I really had to go grovel to him and ask him, not to fire me and get my job back. But there's the story. That's a shitty story. Those kind of stories, you just can't make them up. I mean, they're just, So until next time, guys, this is Donnie Hulett, and I'm out of here.